G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website and YouTube channel Kangaroo Court of Australia. Now, a drug dealing former federal police officer has received a suspended sentence, and a quick search of the internet, he's also been charged with stealing $450,000 worth of cryptocurrency. Now, his drug dealing sentence, well, that's very suspicious to say the least, and that was reported in the Sydney Morning Herald this morning. And I'll read you out part of that report, then I'll read you out part of the report from the cryptocurrency charges. Interestingly, the Sydney Morning Herald this morning, they mentioned the drug dealing, but they didn't mention the cryptocurrency charges. And the former police officer's name is William Noel Wheatley. And I'll put a picture of him up on the screen. It's taken from February when he was outside the court. And look at the smug look on his face. He's not a worried man. He knows he's got backup. He knows he's got protection to higher up, without a doubt, which helps explain why some of the charges were dropped and downgraded and why he only received a suspended sentence. Now, the Sydney Morning Herald published an article on the 12th of November today titled "Shrouded in Mystery. AFP officer caught with 200 grams of meth avoids jail." And it starts off, a former Australian federal police officer has avoided prison despite being found guilty with a quantity of drugs 50 times higher than the threshold for trafficking, in a case a magistrate said was shrouded in mystery. William Noel Wheatley, 46, faced Melbourne Magistrates Court, charged over the seizure of 200 grams of meth while he was a serving police officer. Wheatley, from Kensington and Melbourne's inner northwest, was ordered in February to stand trial in the county court on multiple charges, including drug trafficking and possession, before the matter was sent back to the lower court, where he pleaded guilty to lesser charges. The magistrate said how and why the meth ended up in Wheatley's possession in December 2022 largely remained a mystery. Despite the volume of drugs that were found, the court heard last week that Wheatley was only being prosecuted for possession, a crime which carries a significantly smaller penalty than trafficking. This case is as notable for what the court has not been told as for what the court has been told, Magistrate Costas Killier said. The court heard that before his arrest, Wheatley worked in the fraud area of cybercrime in the Anti-Child Exploitation Team, a joint unit with Victoria Police. Magistrate Killier said he had been given no information about where the drugs came from or how long they had been in Wheatley's possession while he was with the AFP. Killier also said, "This case is shrouded in mystery in some respects. Despite the mystery and shrouding and the unknown elements of this case, I cannot speculate on what might fill those shadows, those voids, those blanks." Magistrate Killier said the quantity of drugs seized was 201.3 grams, an amount 50 times higher than the trafficable quantity by law. He sentenced Wheatley to a 15-month community corrections order with 150 hours of unpaid community work. Now, the question's got to be asked, why did the Victorian Director of Public Prosecutions downgrade the charges? And what is all this mystery behind it? Where did the drugs come from? How'd they end up in his possession, etc., etc.? It's got all the hallmarks of a cover-up from above. And the reason the federal police cover this stuff up and the Victorian Director of Public Prosecutions is because they know the politicians don't care. Politicians don't want to know about corruption in the police force or the legal fraternity. And back in February, it was also reported that William Wheatley is also facing charges for fraud for stealing cryptocurrency. But for some reason, that wasn't reported in the Sydney Morning Herald. Now, I'll read you out part of the article. In February 2024, News.com reported an article titled "Australian Federal Police Officer William Wheatley to Fight Crypto Fortune Theft Allegations." A federal agent has revealed plans to fight allegations he stole a cryptocurrency fortune seized from a steroid trafficking ring in Melbourne. Australian Federal Police Officer William Wheatley appeared in the Melbourne Magistrates Court on Friday, pleading not guilty to using information obtained in his role as a public officer to benefit himself, theft, and dealing with the proceeds of crime. Two further charges of dishonesty obtaining property and dealing with the proceeds of crime were struck out by Magistrate Malcolm Thomas during the 4-day committal hearing. The raid was conducted as part of Operation Viridian, a joint AFP Victoria Police investigation targeting drug trafficking through the Postal Service. Giving evidence, Cybercrime Squad Detective Sergeant Dion Octopus said investigators initially believed an associate of the crime syndicate had transferred the Bitcoin, then worth about $450,000, after the raid. Today, the same amount of Bitcoin would be worth more than $6.3 million. Now, where those charges are against William Wheatley, I don't know. They could still be outstanding. He still could probably be facing a trial later this year or sometime next year. Well, the point is the guy's a serial criminal and he's getting charges dropped left, right and centre. And they only got a suspended sentence for having a trafficable quantity of drugs. It's interesting how corrupt police officers are always protected. Now, there's something very strange about the William Wheatley case, and even the magistrate said, and that's something that the Senate needs to have a good look at, because that corruption goes right up to the top of the Australian Federal Police. They all know he's been protected. We all know. How can you have a case where he's sentenced and none of the details are known? And the magistrate pointed that out because the magistrate didn't want to be involved in the cover-up, but the magistrate probably had no choice, I suppose. And what was the Victorian Director of Public Prosecution doing? Hopefully we'll hear more of it, and hopefully the Senate will have a look at it when the federal police go before the Senate estimates hearing next time. And please share this video on social media, and please hit the like and subscribe button. And Kangaroo Court of Australia's independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself, so please support my Patreon account or PayPal account. The links for the PayPal account and Patreon account will be below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And you can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. All helps out in a big way. Or you can do one-off donations, and there's a link for the donations page on my website with other donation options. Other than that, thank you for your time and have a good day.